Hey, what's up, Beast Coasters? Today the gang is back and we are ranking all of the new Pokemon Legends Pokemon in a tier list. And we have a friend of the channel, Aaron, the Cybertron Zhang. He is joining us to rank these new Pokemon. Now, we've all played the game in some capacity, I believe, or at least looked at the game. Um, but we have varying levels of how much we've played through it. And we're not going to be really talking about how these Pokemon are super uber S tier plus because of their stats or their moves or anything like that. Well, maybe Meatball will. But for the most part, we're just going to talk about if we like the Pokemon, how much we like it, and, base it on whatever we want to. And that's how we're going to be ranking them here.
I'm gonna be the only nerd here since I've already been messing with Nuzlockes of like monotype hardcore stuff for my own channel, so I've got to be the nerd here, but you guys can be normies, it's okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll be normies for once. So let's start out with the cute little Growlithe here. We've got Hisuian Growlithe, a little bit emo, you can't see his eyes. What do we think about this little doggo?
I think it effectively replaces Magcargo in each and every way, and it makes me happy we have a decent Fire Rock type.
Is the Growlithe Fire Rock as well?
Yes, both are Fire Rock,
okay.
Yeah. Not to mention, it gets like a bunch of coverage moves from Move Tutor, like Aerial Ace, Iron Tail, Outrage, Play Rough, Rock Slide, Snarl, Wild Charge. Like you just.
Why does this little dude have Aerial Ace? What are they feeding him?
I have no idea. It's so much power in one small pupper, and that makes me want to put it in S tier because it's the best Pokemon ever.
Okay, James, Aaron, what do y'all think?
I'm going on design because I haven't even encountered the Growlithe forms yet, so it looks better than a lot of the Pokemon on this list. I'm not a huge fan of like all the designs. I think it's probably like higher up there though compared to the rest. I'd say B or A, and it seems okay.
I'm with James on that. I probably have it in A. Like, I just think it's honestly cute. Like, it's nice adaptation of the original Growlithe, right? It feels different enough, but also stays true to the original form.
It's like mini Stoutland kind of vibes for me. I think that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, actually, that's probably the best way to put it.
I think it's cool that he's Fire Rock, and since Meatball mentioned that it gets Aerial Ace, and Outrage, that's pretty badass. So I think A sounds good to me.
Yeah. Plus a base 75 at physical attack on an unevolved Mon is pretty good, so it can take advantage of those moves.
And let's not stop there. Where are we putting Hisuian Arcanine? I think if Hisuian Growlithe is badass, then this guy is double, triple badass.
So Arcanine's kind of nutty. It's still the Fire Rock, and it's also got its own coverage. It also gets a +5 to its base physical attack, going from 110 to 115. But we get coverage moves like Bulldoze, Iron Head, and Thunderfang added on to the list, as well as Stone Edge, which is actually Stab, which is, pretty good, even though you're going to miss 20% of the time. But I think it's pretty dope.
Added a Pokemon on this list. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't like its design. For some reason, it looks like an Arcanine that's been swallowed up by Colossal. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
It's James. I'm honestly with you because I think for me it's like hard to not compare it to like the original form, right? And I feel like the original Arcanine form is just so cool.
I don't think
the original Arc. Uncool, but it's not as cool as the OG Arcanine. And I like that, Growlithe relatively to the original Growlithe. Like I like the new design.
Yeah.
This one feels like a little bit underwhelming. And then also, if we're talking from a competitive standpoint, like Rock Fire just is kind of a tough typing. Like
unless you're Colossal,
yeah, exactly, because you have a crazy ability and it works with weakness policy. But just like without those, I feel like even though I was originally just thinking of design, competitive wise, also not amazing. I don't know. I still like it more than a lot of the things on this, though, so I'd still maybe have it lower A or higher B, but then it feels weird like Growlithe's in A and then Arcanine's in B.
I think if it kept, well, there's no abilities in Legends of Arceus, but if it kept Intimidate, maybe, because it'd be kind of cool, because I think it's like the first rock type that actually gets like an Intimidate ability, so yeah. I think that'd be cool, but its design, I can't really speak much for it personally. I'd put it like B, C, probably.
I think it goes at like the bottom of A. It's decently fast. It's like base 90, which for a rock type is pretty good, so...
Oh, so
where do we want to agree?
So it lost 5 speed and got 5 in attack, basically?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I think it could go to A and just be under Growlithe. I think maybe
Yeah.
Growlithe is cuter than the new Arcanine is cool.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That works.
Okay, then we got Hisuian Voltorb.
So Hisuian Voltorb, honestly, I like the design. I like that they're basing it around like the old style Pokeball. Electric Grass is a weird one to me. I'm not sure if I like that type combination. I think I would have preferred something more like Electric Normal or something like that. But I mean, I'm okay with it. Getting like Energy Ball, Magical Leaf, and for some reason Ice Ball as coverage is cool. But
Yeah, the moves
Overall,
are a
I'm
little
indifferent.
nutty in Arceus. Like, they're just like, oh, let's throw Outrage to Hisuian Growlithe. Let's give Voltorb Ice Ball.
yeah, I'd say like B. It's good. It's B
He's
for
neat.
ball.
Right? He's neat. It's
Okay.
like, nothing overwhelming.
I respect the idea because I think it's like the idea of like, you know, fake Pokeball, and in this time period of Legends of Arceus, they're using like some kind of wooden Pokeball. So I think that's the like idea of the grass electric. But it
Yeah.
didn't really change much design wise. I like the idea, but like they really didn't add much to it, I feel like. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It does seem like a little bit lazy, I guess. It just doesn't seem like it added much difference to the original. I'd probably just give it a C or D. I'm
Yeah.
pretty hypocritical on this stuff.
I
C
just
for
like
me.
the wood texture and the less refined form of like the eyebrows. That kind of sells it for me as being different enough. But yeah, I could see that.
What do you think, Aaron?
I feel similar to James, where once again I don't know if it's good that I keep comparing it to like the original base Pokemon, but yeah, it's just like it feels quite similar. The art style of it itself is honestly kind of cool. But yeah, nothing stands out to me basically. Like it's very just average.
It's plain. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe like C. D feels kind of mean. Like I don't know if there's anything I feel.
Yeah, I
like
don't
strongly
hate it.
against.
Yeah,
I don't
I
hate
think-
it enough.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. It just feels like it didn't add anything new. At least the other designs, most of them like try to add something, and then this one's just like it's pretty much you just add like a wooden texture over a Voltorb PNG. That's what it looks like.
Basically,
so,
yeah.
Electrode, do we want to put that with Voltorb?
I would basically put it the same place. It doesn't get anything too crazy outside of what Voltorb gets. It's fast. It's a base 150 speed, but aside from that, I mean, I don't think it's hitting extremely hard. So yeah, C's fine with me.
Yeah, again, just like Voltorb, it's like mimicking the Pokeball, but in nature, and so it has the wooden texture. Which whoever mentioned the wooden texture thing, I like that too. Like it's almost like I wish they like did some of these things, but with a Pokemon that had more room to run with. Because like these Pokemon are a ball, like you really can't do much with them, you know. Like I'm
Right.
not. Maybe they could have made like the little firecracker pop out of its head, like the Pokeballs do, or something.
Yeah,
could've
I
been
like
neat.
that they have like the little hole at the top, like to show
Okay.
that would be what would happen. I really wish they kind of made like a third stage for Electrode here, because I know we saw specifically the heavy ball early on, and I was hoping for like a
Oh,
black design,
yeah.
like Electrode go
A
or
heavy
in
ball
the evolution
Electrode
of
would have
Electrode.
been sick.
Yeah, I think that would have been the better way to bring it, but
Yeah.
just to keep it in line with the Kanto version, I think it's fine, but it's average
Yeah,
C.
It's just fine. Okay. Hisuian Typhlosion.
S tier. It's literally just they slapped Ring of Destruction on this thing, which if you don't know, Ring of Destruction's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and the flames that are
goes.
around its neck look like the stupid ring, which is cool. And it's Fire Ghost.
Okay, so did they like? Is this image we have for our tier list like? Is the flame just like quelled currently, or like did he lose
Yeah.
all of his fire?
No, there is animation of the fire being out, and it looks
Okay.
pretty good. The Pokemon gets some pretty good moves. It actually has an exclusive move called Infernal Parade, which is basically a ghost special facade that can hit 2 targets and can also
Ooh.
burn. It's a freaking broken move.
Wait, you
Uh,
can hit 2 targets in Legends Arceus?
Yeah, so if there's like 2 Pokemon you're fighting at the same time, it can hit
Right.
both.
I didn't know that. I picked Decidueye, so I don't have any of the Typhlosion line yet in the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, but the fact that it's literally a ghost special facade that hits 2 targets that also burns, I can't stress that enough. This is the most
that
broken
attack is
ghost
so
move
cool.
ever. It's I can't say anything more. It also gets Calm Mind by Move Tutor, Aerial Ace, Bulldoze, Drain Punch, Iron Tail, Rock Slide. It gets all the stuff. Thunder Punch gets all the fun stuff.
So design-wise, to me, it doesn't look like they add much. For some reason, this Typhlosion reminds me of like if a regular Typhlosion was combined with like that character from Disney. I think it's Stitch, like that blue thing.
I thought you were gonna say it looks like Typhlosion got high, which I mean, yeah, but
No, it does look like that. I think not like that different on its design really, but I think the cool thing is Ghost Fire, because I'm thinking of like cool things you could do with like Typhlosion with like Choice Scarf if it was like ever in competitive, and you could go like Choice Scarf Eruption. I think that'd be like kind of cool. Otherwise,
I don't
can't really add
think
much to
it
it.
gets Eruption in this game. No, you would basically be sitting with like Mystical Fire or Flamethrower for your best like fire move, and Shadow Ball or Infernal Parade for your best ghost move.
If they ever brought it to the actual games, maybe it'd get Eruption since regular Typhlosion does so. Maybe, but otherwise, I don't know. I think this is a kind of a mid design. I think it's like B or probably B.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
like the
C,
design
but
as
B.
much as the original. I don't like it as much as original Typhlosion design-wise.
Yeah. Also, I will say it gets buffed to base 119 special attack, so this thing can hit extremely hard. So, yeah, it is rough being below that 100 benchmark that you usually want. But I think for Legends Arceus in and of itself, I think it's like the best starter you could choose.
What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, it's honestly like grown on me. Like I think when I first saw it before the game came out, I would like literally was like, "What is this?" But I think like the sprite and the art doesn't do it justice because like it looks pretty cool with the flames. That being said, it does basically look very much like a reskin Typhlosion, but I am also kind of just a fan of Typhlosion as a Pokemon itself. That's also a Pokemon that's been done dirty by its like sprites in more recent generations. So yeah, I think initially when I saw this, I had it like as a D tier Pokemon, but now it's kind of grown up to like more probably mid B for me. And I think cool typing and it just looks really chilled out. So I've got it in B.
Okay, I could say B, top of B for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B. Okay, next we have Hisuian Qwilfish.
I don't like this Pokemon.
Yeah, it's so weird looking. Like, I could have literally picked 300 other Pokemon that could have gotten a Hisuian form before Qwilfish.
Yeah, now I'm happy it got an evolution because I know it was supposed to, but it got scrapped in Gen 2. But Dark Poison is just, meh. I can't really think of a reason that it needs to be Dark Poison. I could have accepted like,
Water Dark,
but
so
like I don't think it needed.
Poison, right?
What is it?
Both forms are Dark Poison.
Yeah, both forms are Dark Poison, and it does still get water type moves. It gets Water Pulse, Aqua Tail, and then like Icy Wind, Ice Beam, and Ice Ball. So it's not like it isn't without those moves. It's just they could only shove 2 types on it, and they were like, add the Dark type, I guess. So
yeah, it's weird. I don't like that, and its evolution also just literally looks like a porcupine. Like what is this?
Yeah, it's basically just like they're taking the pufferfish idea and making it so that the spikes also expand more than just the body. So I think it's cool, but it's just lacking in the execution because of the typing. I just don't like the typing.
I think for me, from a design standpoint, I actually really like the coloring.
That I like for sure.
Purely talking about design, like I think regular Qwilfish is actually just kind of underwhelming. And once again, like I've said with all of these Pokemon, it's just hard not to compare to the base, the original forms. And like regular Qwilfish, I've just like never found much kind of love for, but this one I like the color. I think like the purple complements the typing really, really well, and I think like the colors naturally fit well. So in terms of just pure design, I've actually probably got it like after the Arcanine line, but above Typhlosion.
I have it below Typhlosion. Both of them I think belong in B tier, like just mid B. I like Overqwil slightly more than the Qwilfish, but I don't like it more than Typhlosion.
I'll give it that they did more with it than they did with Voltorb Electrode.
So for sure.
That. But also, like I mentioned, they're kind of cornered with Voltorb and Electrode because they're literally just circles. Like how much could you have done? But yeah, go ahead, James. Sorry.
These Pokemon, so it's basically they took the Qwilfish originally, they got rid of the tail, and then they gave it new colors. It looks like something you would fight in a Mario game. It actually looks like one of those Mario
Mario 64 enemy.
Yeah, right.
I could even see it in like Galaxy. I'm pretty sure there's like enemies similar in Galaxy. But I do agree with your point that it is better. I think they did a better job with the colors and the design than the Voltorb and the Electrode. I'd probably go high C or very low B.
Yeah, I will help try bump that up just to mid B for you. It gets a physical Venoshock that can poison, and then the power can double if the target has a status condition, so it doesn't even have to be poisoned. So it's neat, and it could also hit multiple targets. But aside from that,
Do you guys
I
think that both of them should be in the same tier?
yeah, I think Overqwil should be a little bit higher, just like an inch higher than Qwilfish. But yeah,
I
that
agree.
looks good
I
to
agree
me.
with that.
Okay. Next we have Samurott here on the tier list. Let's do Samurott, and then I guess we'll just let Decidueye
Yeah, let's
cut in
bump
line there.
Decidueye up there.
Yeah, okay, so
So-
Hisui and Samurott.
So it's Water Dark, which is kind of cool. I mean, we already had like Greninja for that. It's got base 108 physical attack, base 100 special attack, so it's a great mixed attacker, but it just doesn't really get much outside of Water and Dark moves. I mean, the best moves it gets is like Mega Horn, Iron Tail, like all of these moves that just have such a low accuracy that you're not really going to be doing much. You're better off just slapping like Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, and Water Pulse, because he doesn't even get Surf in this game.
So let's talk about what they did between regular Samurott and this Samurott. Like, if
They
I was
made
squint-
it dark.
if I was like squinting at these two Pokemon, I wouldn't even tell the difference.
Yeah, they
They
basically
changed the
just
color scheme a little.
they changed all of the shells, and they made them to make it look like it's a dark type,
Yeah.
and the horn is crooked on its head, and that is literally it.
I mean, they're all
I'm gonna
kind of
put that C tier. This Pokemon, aside from being a good mixed attacker, is booty.
I'm actually kind of a fan of this, actually. I think design-wise, it brings me like Shadow Pokemon vibe. That's like my first thought, at least the first one. I think there's like two different colors of it. There's like a white one as well, but it gives me Shadow Pokemon vibes, and I like this design more than like most of the Pokemon we've already seen so far.
Oh yeah, we haven't been taking into account the shiny forms. Yeah, the shiny form.
Oh, that's a shiny. Okay.
The pure white on Hisuian Samurott does look really cool.
Yeah,
but
that does
that's a
look
shiny.
nice. I'm looking at it in my other window.
I would.
Yeah, it's the same
probably
problem
give this-
that Decidueye will have up here later. Is that the shiny looks better than the normal one?
Because
I'd
the
probably
shiny
give
for
this an A.
Decidueye looks like regular Decidueye, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember when it was leaking that the shiny one was the one that was shown first, and everybody was like, "Oh, I like this," and then the normal one came out, and they're like, "Damn, this sucks." But I say a C tier. I put it even lower than Electrode. I don't like it.
Wow, I think I'm more with James, kind of higher end of B tier, honestly, for me personally. I like the coloring and design. I know it's kind of funny because it's actually a pretty short Pokemon, so in game it's like what 411 or whatnot, which is kind of funky. But
Yep.
yeah, I think like it's like I just keep comparing to the original forms, and like regular Samurotts, and I feel like not as cool. And even though this is pretty similar, the recoloring of it gets me excited. So I've got it in higher B.
Yeah, I think the recoloring looks cool. It's just it's not different enough to me.
I could be satisfied with the bottom of B.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we're gonna compromise, that's probably where it goes.
Okay, now how about Decidueye? I'm gonna give a hot take here. I'm a Rowlet fanboy. I think when we did our like starters tier list, we went over that. I know people have been hating on Decidueye, right? I think he's kind of cool. He kind of looks like a scarecrow. Like it's different enough that you don't know it's Decidueye as much as like you know the Voltorb's Voltorb or like the Growlithe's a Growlithe form. Like it
Yeah.
kind of gives the Pokemon a fresh look that actually changes it enough. So I would probably say like B or A.
I would say that it's like right underneath Typhlosion, like at the top of B tier. But I still prefer the shiny form. I think the more rustic look of and like the darker greens that are used, like the normal form just doesn't have any green and it's a grass type. I expect green on a grass type. I like
kind of looks like
the
a
only
fall
thing I could
color.
let. Yeah, that's what I was about
Like
to
an autumn
say. It
color.
can pass as like a fall colored Decidueye, which is cool, but I don't know. I guess I just don't like red that much on my grass types. Also,
think,
grass
James?
fighting. Let's just address that. That
Oh, yeah,
that
grass
gives it so
fighting.
many freaking weaknesses. It's got like a half
Yeah,
dozen of them.
Dies to Gust.
Literally dies to Gust.
Oh, I had to look something up because I wasn't sure. I mean, to me, do you know Deku from the Legend of Zelda? This is basically what it looks like.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
like yeah.
I'm okay with this design. I don't think it's that great, but I'm like okay with it. I think yeah, I'd agree with a B tier personally.
Yeah, put it over Overqwil and below.
That works for me.
Typhlosion, and I like it.
Under Flosion. Okay.
All right, next Pokemon, Lilligant, is also grass fighting. How did they manage to make 2 of them out of like 25 Pokemon grass fighting?
Okay,
They
first
also
impressions-
fed this Pokemon to the Rule 34 artists, and I will not forgive them for this.
First impressions, I didn't see this new form prior to us preparing this video, but I couldn't tell you what's different from regular Lilligant and this. Maybe I just don't appreciate Lilligant, but like I couldn't tell you the differences between whatever region Lilligant's from and Hisuian Lilligant.
So it's like slimmed down like significantly, which is why it gets like a 15-point boost to its base speed, going up to base 105 instead of being base 90. It also becomes a physical attacker. It was originally a special attacker in Gen 5 and onward. So it gets to be like base 105 attack. I think it's good on the stats perspective. The moves it also gets are kind of decent. Leaf Blade is pretty good. Drain Punch. But aside from that, like every other level up move is like special or close combat, lowering both of your defenses. And the only coverage it gets is like Poison Jab and Aerial Ace, which is not bad, but it's very limited options.
I'm from New York and it looks like it's wearing Tim's, like the boots. That's
Oh,
the only thing I
yeah.
can think of when I look at it. That's all. So
That is
I don't
funny.
feel particularly strong about it either way, but that's all I keep getting reminded of.
I was reminded of the Kid Icarus Uprising Forces of Nature. There's like this one bird enemy you fight, and that's basically what this looked like to me. And yeah, I mean, I don't have any strong feeling to it. I just don't really see the point of it, I guess. I-
Same.
Yeah,
Prob-
it just feels like it's here for the sake of another Gen 5 rep because they didn't just want Zorua and Braviary.
It's like a Lilligant that is basically didn't get enough sunlight and decided, I don't know, it just
Yeah, it
Just
needed
seemed-
to be able to operate on less energy, so it became smaller.
I don't hate it enough for D tier, but I kind of
No.
want it in C.
I
It feels
think it
more
goes at like top of C. It's cool in its own
Electrode.
right, but gets bogged down by the fact that there's 2 grass fighting types.
I would put it below the Voltorb.
I would put it
Electrode.
below the Voltorbs too.
Really?
And
Ah,
yeah.
all right, let Aaron
Aaron.
decide this.
Yeah.
Over
Don't feel
or under
particularly
Voltorb?
strong, so I'll say under.
Okay,
there we go.
I'll
I
give
will
it to
say
you.
Alright.
only thing now looking at like B is like thinking about Typhlosion being at the very front because like looking at them next to each other, I don't know. But we've already done that one, so
Wait, you said Typhlosion you think is too high?
I think it should still be in B, but I feel like some of the ones behind it are cooler, TBH.
Yeah, Typhlosion looks very plain, especially without his flames.
That's the main thing, right? Yeah, it's like the artwork doesn't do it justice, and it's like so
Yeah,
much cooler when it's
it-
got the flames, and that
Yeah,
was
it's
initially
like
why I
soggy
liked it so much.
Typhlosion, like it's getting
Right.
rained on.
Soggy high Typhlosion.
Now we actually
Uh,
got a good design. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
Hisuian Zorua and Hisuian Zoroark.
Can I
So-
just say? I think we
Go
can all
ahead,
agree,
James.
right? Can we all agree that this is an S? I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm on
this is
board with
like
that. They're
the
both so
best.
cool.
I like immediately. I think Zoroark goes above Zorua. It has 3 immunities: normal, fighting, ghost, because it's normal ghost. It's only weak to dark, and it resists bug and poison, and everything else is neutral. that is pretty crazy for any Pokemon, really.
It's so cool looking. Like, I love the white with like the gradient into red on the tips.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
It also, Zorua has a base 85 special attack and can get Nasty Plot, Calm Mind, Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Snarl, but that's just the base form. Like, I don't know what Zoroark's special attack is off the top of my head, but looking at it, it's base 125 special attack, base 110 speed. That is a broken Pokemon.
I mean, it just has a good design, and it has a really good like typing in general. So,
my god, Zoroark gets extra sensory as coverage too. Getting psychic is like stupid good for like everything. So I'll take it like S tier, absolutely.
I'm in agreement. I mean, I love the design. I think like if they theoretically put it in future games and it had Illusion as its ability, like Illusion's such a fun ability in competitive Pokemon, but it's so like high variance, and so you don't see Zoroark use that frequently. But with the typing of this Pokemon, like if you had Illusion on it, it would be bonkers, right? Because of just the amount of immunities and just how unique it is. And it's definitely, I think, even if it was just solely ranking in terms of design, like I think it just looks sick, way cooler than original Zoroark. So it's a clear S for me.
And then
the only
one
thing
last
that came close to it that we looked at so far was Hisuian Growlithe.
Yeah, for sure. Not to mention, it also gets its own special ghost type facade. Oh, not facade. It's it hits the target for double damage if they have a status condition, but it can freeze. It's a ghost type move that freezes.
Wait, what's it called? Because I was looking for it on my other browser.
Bitter Malice.
Wow, that's a cool move name.
Yeah, and it can hit multiple targets. So
it's like, Bitter Malice. Okay, because the lore of it is that like Hisuian Zoroark is ferocious against everybody except like those closest to it, and so like I guess it's like it was like left out in the cold, so that like attack makes sense. So it's a ghost type move, but it can also freeze from the coldness of Zoroark's heart.
I like the idea that goes behind it. So I don't think anything on this list is going past it.
Everything about this is S tier. Yeah,
they nailed it.
Okay. Hisuian Braviary. Why did we need this?
What do you mean? This is like A tier material.
No,
Psychic flying.
Yeah, I think it's A.
Yeah, like this is a fantastic design. Like base 112 special attack, base 110 HP. It's relatively bulky, and it gets a bunch of coverage as well. It gets Dazzling Gleam, Mystical Fire, Ominous Wind, a Stab Psychic. Like it's pretty good.
I mean, I like its design. I don't like its shiny form. I just don't like its shiny form, but I like its regular form a lot. I think the snow on the wings actually is a nice little detail. I think for the region itself. I'm kind of a fan of it, and I think it's like different enough from the original.
I love like the
I have
flames,
to look up the shiny
like above its eyes. Like I think that's what really does it for me personally, because the regular Braviary just doesn't have anything like that. And I think the complements like the snow, like James was saying, really well. So I've got it in like probably higher B or even maybe lower A.
How can you say that you don't like this shiny? It's like a crow with the eyebrows being blue. That's like sick.
I don't know. I think that I like the snow. I like the snow tips on the wings. I think I prefer that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the white
I get
is black on the shiny.
I can definitely get that, but again, my Yu-Gi-Oh bias is telling me, damn, that looks like a Blackwing card. Give me that.
Wait, no, I don't know if I just looked at a fan-made shiny.
Oh, the first image that I saw, I'm like, no, that's fan-made.
Okay, so shiny. What does it look like? Shiny.
It's
like
just
dark gray.
Yeah, it's like a blackish dark gray.
Okay, no, it's definitely a downgrade from the original version, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like both independently, but yeah, I definitely think this is like A tier. Not sure if we should put it below or above Arcanine, but not above Growlithe.
I vote below both of them just because I thought Braviary was mid, but you guys seem to like it.
Yeah, sure.
Is that cool with everyone?
I think most of y'all are like under Growlithe and Arcanine. I actually think it's above, but I think most of you are like below. So.
Oh well, I mean, I think it's above Arcanine, but not above Growlithe.
Not
I think
opposed to that. Now that I look at it, I'm like, man, is Arcanine really better than everything in B tier? Like,
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at it too. I'm like, dang, I kind of want to put it like below Decidueye, but like over
like maybe
Overqwil.
some of the B actually should be in A's. Like what I'm thinking. Like we were too lenient on.
I
I'm not
think,
sure.
I think we can downgrade Arcanine personally. I'd rather
Yeah,
just
I
downgrade
think we can
Arcanine.
downgrade it to B. Yeah, put it below the two like starters, yeah, and then put like Typhlosion at bottom of A, and we win.
Do you want Typhlosion in A or?
I'm all for it.
Well,
Or do you
I'm
guys like
for it.
the-
I think a lot of people will be Typhlosion haters, but I will be a defender of this Pokemon, especially.
Yeah, I mean, I think
seeing it in game.
like we've said so many times, I think its sprite is just like not doing it justice.
It's
here.
awful. If
Yeah.
we were ranking it on Sprite, I'd have it like C, like right after the Electrode line. But
Like if it lets its flames out, it's cool, but the
Yeah,
sprite
it's-
just sucks.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So
Next we have Goomy and
Sliggoo.
Goodra.
Sliggoo. Goomy is still the regular form.
Wait, this is a new form?
No. It goes
Goomy is
Goomy,
the first,
Sliggoo,
yeah.
Goodra. Goomy doesn't have it its own form.
Oh, okay. I did not. I never knew that there were. Maybe I did know there was a Sliggoo. I think the only time, because there's actually been competitive Goomies in the card game that were played without its evolution. Like you played
Oh.
it for the Goomy.
Oh,
And
that's
so
funny.
like, I don't think if my life depended on it, I don't think I would have known that Sliggoo was a thing. Okay, so Hisuian Sliggoo and Goodra.
I honestly think that the design is weird. I mean, all it
Yeah,
is
I'd
just like a pool of like liquid steel almost.
It's Steel Dragon instead of what? Instead of Poison Dragon?
Instead of just pure dragon. I think
Okay.
the subtyping is great, but I mean, it basically just outdoes Duraludon in every single way. I think before we started filming, I think it was James that mentioned that. If you want to expand on that idea.
Yeah, this Pokemon would be absolutely insane. It's like way better than Duraludon for the most part. It's got really good bulk, 100 defense, 80 HP, and 150 special defense with a 110 special attack stat. It's only a bit slower with like 60 speed, but I think for the most part, that's like crazy bulk. I think that's like almost close to Dialga, which is absolutely insane. It's fantastic, and it has really good coverage as well.
Yeah.
It'd be
I'll
super
also
solid.
mention that it has Shelter. Shelter is a move that boosts its defense, special defense, and evasion by 1 stage each.
Okay, that's
Broken.
very random.
As our resident guy that rates the Pokemon based on if it's cool or not, I don't think that they did anything with Sliggoo and Goodra that like made it look that much better.
They basically just gave, instead of it having like the goo on the back, it's just steel, and they're coming
It's
out of
metal
the
now,
steel.
yeah.
It's weird. I don't like the design of it, but I think it's a broken Pokemon, and it makes me
Yeah.
want.
It sounds
I-
broken. I love Duraludon in VGC.
I think they both go at the like top of C tier, with Goodra going above Sliggoo, but that's about it.
I would put Sliggoo in like D tier. Like why? Do we
Yeah,
even have
actually,
this thing?
yeah. No, I think actually you might be right. I think Sliggoo might be our first D
Like
tier
why
Pokemon.
is this here?
Yeah, I think we would have been just fine with just
A new
Goodra having
Goodra?
the form.
What do y'all think about Goodra though, Aaron?
I feel like the above the Electrode line makes sense. It is kind of cuter in game, but I feel like most of these Pokemon, like if you just compare it to what it's like in game, you'll probably like it more.
Yeah.
I honestly think Sliggoo is really cute, so I feel bad putting it in
That's
D
to
tier.
your
But
potential.
I don't disagree. Like I think like seeing it ranked here, it does make sense.
I
So
actually think it's
exists.
better than the Lilligant. I just don't vibe with the Lilligant.
Yeah,
at
Lilligant
all.
should be D actually. It's just so weird. Like it just makes me uncomfortable to be honest.
Yeah.
It's the
I-
Tims. It's
I'm-
the Tims.
I'm down with Lilligant being in D tier because that's
Yeah.
the other Pokemon I said. Why is it here?
Yeah,
I
let's
don't like
let's
it.
just swap Sliggoo and Lilligant. That's fine.
You want to
Oh.
keep Sliggoo in D but above Lilligant?
So
Because
why
like okay,
did-
so is like Sliggoo like hatching out of a metal egg? Is that what's happening?
I think that's what's happening. It looks so strange.
supposed to
Like
be-
I
they're supposed to
do
be
not know
snails,
what's
right?
going on.
I think they're supposed
I
to be
have-
snails.
Yeah, they're both.
They are- oh yeah, that's supposed to
steel.
be like a steel shell. Yeah.
Oh, a
Yeah.
steel shell. Okay.
I
I'm
like the
comparing
snail
it
lore,
to-
honestly. I think that makes it a little bit more interesting. But
I'm comparing it to regular Sliggoo, like. on
Yeah, the
Google.
regular Sliggoo just looks like the shell it has is so small that it doesn't
Yeah.
even really exist.
Okay, yeah, actually, like regular Sliggoo might be worse than Hisuian Sliggoo now that I'm
Yeah,
looking at
honestly.
it. They're all garbage.
All right, I think we should just stick with low C tier for it. And
yeah, I'll toss it into the top of the C. Lilligant's in D. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Moving on to
Speaking of
Hisuian Avalugg.
why are you here?
Yeah, why did an iceberg need a new form?
Because it needed a beard and a rock type apparently.
Wait, rock ice sucks, right? Because that's like
Rock-
4 times weak to ground.
Rock ice is like
One of
And
the
4
worst
times weak to
defensive
fighting,
type
and
is-
steel.
Yeah.
I'm just
And-
thinking how
yeah.
bad it'd be in like current VGC, like given how many Zosh units exist. Like,
Base 184 defense, kind of
Uh,
base, but it's only like base 95 HP. It's still gonna
Yeah,
die because it's
It has
so
that
weak
base
thing.
defense for all the things that are hitting it 4x weak. It's still gonna die.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
they
it, I
should've-
like regular Avalugg a lot more than this, to be honest. Like it just
yeah,
doesn't do it for
it's
me.
just a glacier with legs. I don't think we needed a glacier mixed with a rock that also has a beard with legs.
Yeah, like it looks so similar to regular Avalugg, right? It's just like a little bit less ice.
Yeah, and it has an exclusive move. It's a Mountain Gale. It's a physical 100 power ice move with 85% accuracy. So I'm not really a big fan. It can't even have a good move to save its life.
I mean, design wise, I think it's a D tier. I think it's
Yeah.
above
Yeah.
the Lilligant though.
No, no. I think Lilligant deserves to
Really?
be above that thing. No, I think Avalugg is probably the second worst Pokemon here.
I think it just looks like a Mario, another Mario like enemy. So that's why I think like I have more attachment to it than the Lilligant. But yeah,
Yeah, it looks like Mario would use the penguin suit to slide across it. Yeah. Ah, lordy. So I think that's it for forms, though. We're starting to move on to evolutions here.
Yeah, these are all new evolutions without forms. So we've got Wyrdeer.
Wyrdeer.
Yep.
Normal psychic type. So it's they gave Stantler the evolution, but made it Girafarig.
it's such a weird Pokemon.
I
think it's, like, very
cool.
mid.
It's
very
yeah.
mid.
It's very mid on. I mean, I think the winter aesthetic on it makes sense for Legends Arceus. I like that it's the Pokemon that you ride on. It's pretty fun to do that. Base 105 attack and special attack, as well as base 103 HP, makes it able to take hits and also deal out some pretty good damage. But it doesn't really. It's not like the best in terms of attacking with like the psychic typing, at least on the physical side. Zen Headbutt and Psy Shield Bash are just both 90% accuracy, and anything that's not 100% accuracy is bound to miss every single time.
I would toss it in B.
Yeah, I would
bottom of
toss it
B.
in bottom of B for sure.
I think it's just
I think I
painfully
can agree with
average.
that. It's like not bad, right? Like nothing about this makes me look at it and
Yeah.
be like, why do you exist? It's
Right.
definitely. I think like Stantler has always been kind of an underloved, appreciated Pokemon. Just hasn't been very viable, or not gotten much love. I feel like this definitely feels like a good successor, a good evolution to it in terms of design. At the same time, nothing about this makes me be like, oh my god, this is so cool. So
Yeah.
the placement feels fair to me.
For sure.
Oof.
I think Kleavor is really cool.
I think so too. I like it more than Scizor.
See, I like
I
Kleavor.
really am on the opposite end here. I think it looks so weird. Like I love
think
Scizor. It's maybe my all-time favorite Pokemon. This is like just I don't know.
The reason I like Kleavor is because like it doesn't look like just a new Scyther. It actually looks like a brand new Pokemon. Like people didn't even know right away that it was a Scyther evolution when like it was being revealed. You know, because
Right.
it doesn't look like just a reskinned Scyther, which I think is cool. Because that's sometimes what we see. Like Overqwil obviously looks like they just like smashed 2 Qwilfishes together. Like
True.
Whereas in like Kleavor, like could have ended up just being its own Pokemon in my opinion. So I like the design that it has novelty to it.
I think that it has enough similarities to where it is a believable evolution, but is different enough. Kind of like how Scyther, a green Pokemon, evolves into Scizor, a red Pokemon. You've got the same thing happening here for like a dark, like yellowish brown Pokemon, but you also have like both arms end up being the weapon of choice, in this case, Cleavers.
James?
I think it's cool. I prefer Scizor personally, but I do agree that if we like took away if there was no Scizor, like this is like kind of a standout Pokemon. It doesn't look like it's trying to copy anything. I'd probably put this in like A tier. I'd probably put it between Typhlosion and Braviary.
That's
I would
exactly
put it
where I
below
would put it.
Typhlosion, but I was thinking, yeah, right about that same area. Because it gets good coverage, too. I mean, it gets X-Scissor, well, X-Scissor Stab. It gets Rock Slide, which is Stab. And then for coverage, it gets, like, Psycho Cut and Aerial Ace, as well as Close Combat. So,
And if
I
you
can't say
play
it's
the
bad.
game, the boss battle versus it is really cool.
yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it.
I'll give this one to you guys. I like just am too much of a Scizor.
You just
Okay.
you just gotta leave the Scissor behind, and then
Yeah. But honestly, it does look cool.
Yeah.
I think its sprite also doesn't do it justice, to be honest.
yeah,
I
it
looked
looks
up
way
some-
better in the actual game.
I agree. So
Right.
I do think you guys made good points on how it's like it feels really unique, right? But also still feels like it can be an evolution of Scyther. So whereas a lot of these others like very much just feels like the original Pokemon, this one is definitely a good deviation away from that, and I can always respect creativity.
Yeah, and for one last thing on that, base 135 attack, by the way, with Swords Dance, nasty, and it covers its own weaknesses really well. Like Rock and Steel, you just cover with like close combat, and then Water is like the only type you kind of struggle against.
And it's actually kind of fast. It's like 85, which isn't actually that bad for like what it is. I
Yeah,
expect
for a
this to
Rock
be
type
slower.
for sure.
You got to think these Pokemon have to come to like competitive eventually in some way, right?
I would hope so. That
I
would be a
don't
missed
think they will.
opportunity.
You don't think they will, James? That's an idea for another video.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Ursaluna. So it's Ursaring, but in the moon.
I'm gonna
It's
say
an-
I
it's
love
an
it. I think
evolution
it's
of
hilarious.
Ursaring.
Like
Yeah.
I love it because of it's just like it just looks so funny, but not in a bad way where I'm like, why does this exist? That might be a hot take, but I think it's
Yeah, it's opposite for me, and it's funny because I think we've agreed on most of the things, but this one's like,
Yeah.
why do you exist? Because like
Yeah.
I'm a big Ursaring fan. Actually, I like Ursaring a lot. But this
What?
one, I don't know. It's like why? It's a really big why for me. I can't really explain it. Again, it looks like the thing you fight in Super Mario Galaxy on Gusty Garden, and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why does it exist.
think the
I
reason
don't know
feel
why
this
it's
way
part
is
ground
because
type.
I've just seen pictures of it, like a fan art of it looking really sad, and so maybe I just feel bad for it and I want to root for it. Like it always just looks sad.
Yeah, I also don't like that it's on all fours. I think I don't understand why we changed the way that like Ursaring stands, and it does have like there are pictures of it standing on all fours, and when you look at them, you're like, oh god, go back to all fours. Why is it designed this way? I do not like it.
I don't know.
What are you
I think
thinking?
I appreciate it in the game a little more. Like it's so like each of the riding Pokemon have like special things. So like, and when you ride around on Ursaluna, it like sniffs out like treasure and food
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff for
basically
you to
the
find. So,
Stoutland Poke Ride as this.
yeah,
this game.
it's so I get why it's on all fours because it's more of like a hunter, and like I guess it's like these Pokemon are supposed to be like less civilized too. So like that's why
Mhm.
it's not bipedal maybe. I don't know. I definitely would fight to the death for it to not be in D because D is reserved for those hellish creatures. But
I think this is
think,
a hellish creature, man. I
think
don't
that
know. I
it's-
can't give
it's
that to you.
fine for it.
I think this
Alright.
thing is booty.
I'm gonna fight for it at least be in like C, not D.
Yeah, I want it
If
to
I
be
have to
in C.
We're-
negotiate anything, I will say bottom of C, and that's the highest it's gonna go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I would literally fight this for D, but that's just by Ursaring
James,
calling
come
me.
on,
But
man.
but since it's majority, since it's 3 people, fine, keep it at C.
Yeah.
But I'm an Ursaring fan.
So I just noticed we forgot the Basculegion form that's on here. It's not like a Hisuian Basculegion, it's just the white striped form. So now there's like 3 forms of Basculegion. But with that said, Basculegion Water Ghost is kind of neat, but like we already have that. It's not the most I think the
Lore-wise,
design is cool, but lore-wise,
yeah, when
it's
this
also
came
cool.
out, because this came out as one of like the trailers prior, like it wasn't like a leak. It was like an actual trailer by Pokemon, and
Right.
like a white striped Basculin can possess the souls of deceased Basculins, and then they all form together to become Basculegion.
Right.
Like between it having really good lore, like on why it exists, like for some other things, like why does why did Avalugg need a beard? Oh, there's no like lore of it absorbing the ghosts of beards or anything, right? Like Basculegion has like reason to exist, and it looks sick as hell, and it
It
also
looks
has
pretty cool, yeah.
there's also a male and female version. The female's like has like a light blue, I think, instead of the red.
It's more
Um,
purplish.
Purple.
Well, well, it is kind of light blue. Like if you looked
It
at
has
the
a
white
non-red
stripe,
version. We won't argue
Yeah.
semantics on the color. It has a
That's
female
fair.
version, 2 colors. Pick your favorite Basculegion.
but this thing has the stupidest evolution method since Runerigus. You have to take 294 points of recoil damage before you can evolve this Pokemon.
That's great.
Without
it's
fainting, by
flavor.
the way. Without fainting.
fainting.
Yeah, but it adds flavor. It's
that is
supposed
pretty
to...
unique. Like it's frustrating. It's a cool idea when you're not the one having to do it.
Yeah, I don't understand why people bash on like that and Runerigus and like the Spiritomb Keystone, because like I think we need more things like that in Pokemon where you have to like go on this like crazy adventure to like evolve your Pokemon instead of just like killing a bunch of Pidgeys.
I don't want to have to go out of my way to go do
You're
something
a speed
with
runner,
a move.
man. You're out here with your Nuzlocking and you kids and your Nuzlocks. I don't know. I like Basculegion. I'm voting S for Basculegion.
Wait, is
Like,
this the Pokemon you ride on the water?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking
and it jumps.
and I'm trying to figure out the only move that it has that can damage itself is Wave Crash and Double Edge. Wave Crash is just like a physical
Wait, but
water
you have to
75 power.
damage the Basculin. Right?
Yes.
The Basculin has to damage itself, not the Basculegion. Right?
I actually like this design. I think the only thing I didn't like about it, I think I said it during the trailer when I saw it, it's why do they have metal handlebars? Like it just
So-
looks so dumb with metal handlebars
has
when you're
metal
surfing. No, when you're
handlebars?
when you're like surfing around.
Yeah,
It
that's
has,
just
like-
an apparatus so that your character can like
That's not
not
part of the
fall off the
Pokemon.
frickin' fish.
yeah, I know, but why not just use old horse reins at that point? I don't know. It just looks so awkward when I
Fair.
first saw the trailer. But yeah, I like it. I don't think I would give it an A. I'd probably give it a B personally. I think it'd be like a top B. I think Water Ghost is pretty cool for a typing, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
it
that
could
bad.
go like
I like just have no opinion of this, honestly. I don't know why. There's just nothing about it that like speaks to me, but I don't think it's bad either. It just exists.
yeah,
just-
it's just there. I mean, it's kind of neat.
All right, give me a
Thanks
low
for
B,
giving-
guys.
Yeah, that's I'll give you the low B.
That's fair.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now this one we've had here an earful from Meatball. I'll let him introduce it.
This is cursed.
This Pokemon's name is Sneasler.
That's right, people at home.
It's
If you
more
add an R to
Sneasel.
Sneasel,
It's literally just more Sneasel. It's Sneasler. D
yeah.
tier, bottom of D tier. I don't need to say anything more. This thing is a piece of shit.
Okay.
That's a little intense there.
No, I think it looks cool. I think its name is horrible.
It looks like a freaking weenie. I hate it.
No, it looks cool.
You want to
But
know
it is
what it
like-
looks like? It looks like Blaze the Cat. If Blaze the Cat was in Pokemon, it looks
What is
That's what it looks
Blazicat?
Blaze
It's
the
a Sonic
Cat.
character.
Blaze the Sonic character. Yeah, that's what.
Oh,
it
And,
looks
I
now,
thought
like.
you
and
said
now you're gonna get me to
Blazicat. I was
complain
like,
about
Delcatty
Sonic OCs,
Blaziken.
James. Good job. You made it even worse than it already was.
No, I think it's bad. I personally don't like this design at all.
I don't either.
So I found out about this from from me and my friend talking about what spoilers we had seen without trying to see spoilers. I was like, yeah, I know there's like a new Sneasel form or something, and he's like, oh, Sneasler? And I thought that he was just joking. I was like, yeah, Sneasler, haha. And then I found out it's actually called Sneasler. Like, the name is just cursed. Like, they could have done better. Like, in next game, are we gonna get Sneaselist? Like, I think
Don't
Meatball
give them
said it
ideas. Oh my
before the
god.
video, it could have just been Hisuian Weavile. They could have made that instead.
The only
yeah,
redeeming quality this Pokemon has is that it's base 130 attack, base 120 speed, and it's poison fighting. But we
have
cool.
that already, right?
Yeah, Toxic
we have
Rogue.
Toxic Rogue.
Yeah, but I mean,
so it's not
Toxic Rogue
dark
is nowhere
or
near
ice?
as like
No, it's not ice at
fast or
all.
strong.
It's not
No, it's
dark
not
or ice. Was
No.
it? What is it? Isn't Sneasel dark ice?
Yep.
No, well, yeah, the original
regular
one
ice.
is.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, Hisuian.
Oh, okay.
Sneasel,
Wait,
and
I hate that
Sneasler-
they took away both its original types.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah,
say C because I still don't think it's. I think it has enough unique traits of it to be its own Pokemon.
I'm a
I agree with
D.
C. I
I'm-
really dislike the ones in D, but I understand you guys have very much strong disdain for this one as well.
This looks like some kind of amusement park mascot.
yeah.
This
It
looks
looks
like
like
an
I
Aussie
put on this costume and started.
Yeah, it actually does look like it's wearing
If you
its
put it
hands
in
as
D, I won't
gloves.
be offended. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't
would
love
be
the
offended if you
Pokemon.
put it in C.
Okay, we'll put it above
Alright,
Lilligant
alright.
because Lilligant.
This is the one Pokemon I think Lilligant actually looks better than.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, next we have Tornadus that got put in the washing machine with the wrong clothes, and then somebody put a heart on its head.
Wait, that's Tornadus or Landers? I thought this was Landers.
It's neither. It's called Enamorus.
What?
It's a brand new Pokemon.
Yes, Namor, like love, like
Yeah, and that's why it has a heart on its head.
yeah. So it's basically a new Gen 5 genie. I will give you all of my money. Give me Legends Kyurem next, please. Thank you for this being the foreshadowing for our next Legends game.
It
Yeah,
has
I
a
don't
snake
actually-
around its neck.
I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't even find images on it on Google because I don't know how to spell this thing. But I don't understand why we got a new genie. But really,
Because foreshadowing for Legends Kyurem.
okay, well let's say like that's not why. Like I don't know why we got a new like legendary genie in this game really. And also I just looked at his like when you look at its sprite you can't really tell, but like I just looked at like on images like a zoomed in picture of this thing and it's nightmare fuel. Like its face is so scary.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
supposed to be like Medusa.
it kind of gives me that like the Medusa vibe with the snake and like the female figure that it's supposed to have. I definitely I like it because of that and because I'm biased towards Gen 5.
I do
But
love
it's
the
also
genies.
like fairy flying is neat though as a typing at least.
Can I just say, why is it like body size? Why is it like half the size of Tornadus and Thunderous Landers? It looks like it like they shrunk half in size.
I think it's because it's supposed to be like a feminine figure, whereas those are supposed to be masculine figures.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
it's
it is 100% female, I guess.
Yep.
Oh no, it's a fairy
feel weird about
flying
it 'cause
type.
I think comparing it just design-wise, I really like the Gen 5 genies. Maybe it's because I've seen them so much when playing VGC that like it's
Yeah.
all I can see now. I don't know. It feels a little bit underwhelming compared to the Gen 5 genies for me personally, but fairy flying is a cool typing.
Its
Yeah,
stats are crazy too.
Yeah, base 135 special attack, base 110. Well, this is are they? Oh yeah, they're definitely I think they're wildly different between the Incarnate and Therian. No, they're not. I'm just looking at the wrong page. Cool.
It just has the turtle one has like higher defenses, way lower speed at 46. The other one has like less defenses, 106 speed, which is
That's
really
kind
weird.
of that is kind of funny. Usually the Therian forms are kind of the
Wait,
ones that
this coverage is insane. Why does it get Earth Power Mystical? Oh wait, no, it gets Earth Power Mystical Fire on a
That-
fairy flying type.
and Sludge Bomb.
Most of the genies got Sludge Bomb anyway, but that's
Yeah, that's true.
ground coverage and fire coverage on a fairy type is actually crazy.
Yeah, because the ground takes care of the poison, and then the fire takes care of the steel. Easy.
Okay,
But
so I think it has unique design, that's for certain. And they didn't just like rip off Tornadus and make it pink. Like
Mhm.
it
True.
definitely like it's its own Pokemon. It has like the heart. It kind of looks like a heart lamp, like because it's like a genie. It kind of looks like a heart lamp or a heart like bottle to me. And then it has the snake around it, which I think is kind of weird. Like, is the snake another Pokemon? Is the snake part of its body? Whatever is going on there. Those kind of things always weird me out. Like, is Klefki the key or the chain type deal? And then the turtle form looks really weird. the four-legged form, its face just looks weird to me. But it is unique. It has a lot, like, I feel like a lot went into the design, but it also feels weird to me. Like Aaron said, like, I've looked at the other genies for so long, and now, like, what is this kind of?
Right.
But I don't hate it. I just don't know if it's, like, amazing.
Yeah,
I think the Therian form is more interesting just because of how different.
Yeah,
it is,
I
whereas
think
the regular one is
right.
Yeah, I think Turtle one's like, I'd probably give Turtle probably a B, and I'd probably give the Incarnate form a C.
I was actually thinking
I was thinking A and B.
Yeah, I was thinking like A and B. The Incarnate form looks like it can fit in with the other ones, and then yeah, the Therian form is just its own unique thing. But the webbed feet throws me off like nobody's business.
I think it's based off Japanese folklore. I'm pretty sure I've seen something similar to this.
Yeah, I believe
I
it's
kind of
supposed to be,
understand it,
but I'm
yeah.
not sure exactly what it's supposed to replicate.
Therian is the four-leg one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one throws me off.
Yeah, I'd say the Incarnate goes at the bottom of A, and then Therian goes like mid B, probably, or maybe like mid to low,
Qwilfish
like
above
lower than
Samurott.
Samurott, but above Wyrdeer and Basculegion.
What do you think, Aaron?
I'm not opposed to that. In my head, I was like trying to debate whether I like the Therian or the Incarnate form more. Like Therian looks weird, but like I respect it because it's like a deviation. It is still weird, and so if I'm ranking it to Incarnate, yeah, like I'm fine with what you guys are saying here.
I think it's
yeah.
better. I think it's better than Arcanine and Qwilfish. Actually,
Yeah, I
think
guess
it
I
might
could give
just
it to
be-
that.
I think it might be better than Decidueye too.
I will
This
give
looks
you
so
better
weird
than
still.
like Arcanine and Overqwil, but I don't think I can give you above Decidueye. I think like, they're perfect.
I actually had Therian higher, but okay.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I was thinking.
I think
let's just put them
no,
both in
no,
A.
it's just no. I just think Therian's better than the Incarnate form, and I think Incarnate form's like lower, like B, like high
Yeah.
B or low A.
It's
Yeah, I
both
guess
the
yeah,
same
you can swap
Pokemon.
their positions. I think high B like above Arcanine for Incarnate's fine.
We could just
No,
put them
not
in
both
'cause
A.
it's the same
No,
Pokemon.
no.
Okay, so
There we go.
with
Perfect.
this,
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's fair.
and now lastly to close out this video, before
Oh.
we talk about these last two Pokemon, let us know your favorite Pokemon from Arceus Legends that was new here and featured in today's video is in the comments down below. But here we go. Origin form of Dialga and origin form of Palkia. I think origin form of Dialga looks sick, and I think origin form of Palkia looks like a My Little Pony mishap. But you guys can those are my personal opinions.
Yeah, like the in-game cutscene of Origin Dialga makes it look really sick and makes the design look a lot better than it does with that overhead view. The horse Palkia, why did they make it a horse?
I haven't played that far into the game yet, but I'm just gonna say I don't like either of these.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. Like I haven't experienced it in game yet, so that would probably drastically change my opinion. But I really love the original Dialga and Palkia designs, honestly.
Yeah,
So, like,
I was a huge Gen 4 too. I love everything about the
4 is
original.
my
these just look really funky compared to it.
Yeah,
Even if like regular Dialga and Palkia didn't exist, I'm pretty sure I still wouldn't have liked these forms either.
Yeah, I don't like Palkia at all. Like, is anybody opposed to Palkia either low C or D?
I
It's
wouldn't
D.
mind both of them D realistically. I think Palkia definitely a D though for sure.
Probably put them in C just out of respect as their legendaries, because in like the
no,
ones in
it's
D,
it's better than Sneasler.
Look,
Yeah, I guess bottom of C is fine. Yeah,
I
think
don't
they all
know.
get
I feel like
Palkia
they
is pretty
disrespect the
bad.
legends, and if they disrespected the legends, I think it
Yeah,
should be a
okay.
D.
Like, Palkia is pretty bad.
Palkia is bad. Dialga, I still think is probably the like one of the cooler Pokemon introduced here. It's just the design makes it. It's supposed to look more like unsophisticated, wild, and you can see the ring around its like stomach is the same one that Arceus has. So it kind of shows you that it kind of has similar power. I think it looks cool. Like if you look up one of the screenshot from the cutscene, I think it really helps justify it. In
Here's the
fact,
thing,
I
I
am
think
actually going to post one so that you guys can give your accurate reactions to it.
I just
I
looked
think
up the
it's
Dialga. Oh my.
cool. I
I
think
put it
it's
in
cool.
TTS.
Like I always love Pokemon going back and making more lore because I feel like it's such a rich, rich of like flavor, and there's so much story to tell in Pokemon. And so like, we have origin form Giratina, but we never got to see the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia. And
Right.
it's kind of crazy that they went back after all these years and did it. And so I'm really appreciative of that.
I
doesn't take
will
away that I
say,
think Palkia is garbage. But
I will say that I'm surprised that they didn't just reuse the idea of primal forms like they did
Yeah,
with like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
we have a primal Dialga, and it's freaking sick as heck. And we
Hey.
have form that looks like the villain from Sonic 06. And I hope none of you have ever played that game. That's what it
Not,
reminds me
so
of. And
sounds like I'm not missing out.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one looks like the looks like a villain from Sonic 06?
Dialga looks like the villain from 06.
yeah, but what is primal?
It does not look like
Dialga? I
Mephiles
saw that when
or
I was
Solaris.
looking
What are you
things up.
talking about?
No,
Is
it
primal
does.
Dialga canon?
I
Primal
remember-
Dialga is a mistranslation from Dark Dialga, what it's supposed to be in the Japanese
Yeah.
version.
They called
Okay,
it
so there
primal
was a
Dialga.
Dark Dialga.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
for
Dark
Mystery
Dialga.
Dungeon. This one's dark.
Okay. Okay, so I think this Dialga deserves to be above the C tier Pokemon personally.
I agree as well. I think if I have to put it at the the bottom because people don't like
Okay.
it, I think top of C. But if it's gonna be like my opinion, I think it goes to the bottom of A.
I vote B. I love Gen 4. Gen 4 is my favorite video game, TCG, everything. So like I said, I don't think anything would have made us like these more than the originals just because we love Gen 4 so
Fair.
much.
I don't know.
Um,
I'll openly admit I like Dialga's origin form more than the original.
Wow, I respect it.
Meatball's also a youngster though. He
Hey, I grew up on first games were Fire Red, Leaf Green. I started at the first generation technically, but I'm a boomer. It's okay.
I'm voting B for Dialga.
All right, I can
Alright.
accept bottom of B. That's fine.
I can accept it. I mean, I don't like its form still, but I can see it, I guess. I don't know. It's okay.
Well, that's
Palkia,
gonna do it
we
for.
think
to-
Palkia D. That's the last
yeah.
one. I feel like it should be a little higher than that personally, but it is look really weird.
I mean, yeah, I think if I'm gonna push it as far as I could probably get away with, it's over Overqwil, but that's probably as far as I can get Dialga to go.
It's actually funny because I still think the Lilligant's above Palkia and Sneasler.
Okay.
I do agree with that. Can we move Lilligant above Palkia and Sneasler?
Sneasel.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can move it above Palkia.
Yeah, just move the Palkia below it then.
No, it's the same thing. I didn't mean physically. I didn't mean like I can't physically move it here. I meant like I don't know if I should. I was like, I can't move this
You're
above
either
Palkia.
dealing with a My Little Pony mishap or a Rule 34 artist's best dream.
well,
I
'cause the
mean,
thing is-
there's no winning here, buddy.
this Lilligant doesn't even like look like anything special happened. At least Palkia they tried, and I appreciate it for the lore and like adding in some depth to the story. But like,
It's a
horrible.
horse.
It's horrible.
I think they could have made like the Palkia a snake and it would have looked better.
They
Okay,
already
well-
did that with Enamorus. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Let's do that. That's fine.
Palkia snake. Okay, we're done there. We're done.
Okay, we're done.
We're
We're
done.
done. I don't even know what to do for an outro. Just I don't know. Subscribe to everybody here. Links are gonna be in the description. I'm gonna go
Thanks for our
drink a
special
nice glass of water.
And huge thanks to our special guest, Mr. Aaron Cybertron Zang, for joining us. Even though he hasn't played much of this game, it was a pleasure having you rank these Pokemon with us.
I'm very grateful. It was really fun, and I'm glad to see James and I actually had so many similar opinions. Other than what was the one we really differed on?
Ursaluna.
Yes, yeah, I will be an Ursaluna stand here. Other than that, it was a pleasure.
All right, guys. Like Meatball said, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe here on Beastcoast Pokemon. Like and comment, all the good stuff. See y'all next time.